Hi there, beautiful people. It is Friday and it's a lot colder here today, but hey, that's not a big deal, is it? Not a problem. Not when you're right on the beach and you can go swimming. I was going to wait for high tide, but given the fact it was a little bit windier and stuff, I thought, well, I'll just go at about 11. So I went down there with trusty, faithful friend Boo Boo. I had a nice sausage in my pocket. He saw me put it in my pocket, so he was like, I'm definitely coming with you to the beach. So we got down there, and then I saw a friend of mine who was walking her dog with some other dogs. And I sat down, and then she said to one of her dogs, oh, don't take his stick. And I thought, take his stick? Boo Boo doesn't do anything with sticks. And I looked around and he'd helped himself to his sausage out of my pocket. Put his great nose in there and taken it out without me even feeling it. My goodness. It was a very good, clever dog. Anyway, he totally deserved his sausage because he's such a good boy when I go swimming, and he just watches everything and just minds his own business. So had a good swim, and that means that I've now done 7 swims in a row, but long swims. So like most of this year, they've been pretty short swims because of the temperature. I think the longest swims have been sort of like 15 minutes in 7 degrees, which is not bad. I can do more than that, but I've just been cautious because of obviously having taken chemo and all of this sort of stuff. But I had a good swim today. I've had good swims for the last week, and I feel like I'm on a roll, and I really feel like so much healthier for it. Last night I choked again for 17 minutes on the Palbociclib. I think that's how you say it. Thanks for Peggy looking up about the side effects. I'd forgotten about the vomiting thing, which is a side effect of it, but it's weird because obviously, I mean, I swallow it down and it just takes forever. And I did it with the bread and everything else. I tried it slightly different this time, but I think it's just going to be one of those things. I'm just going to have to be used to the fact that I could choke, and the best that can happen is it's going to go down in one, and the worst that can happen is it will choke until it does go down. And yeah, that's all I can do. I still haven't phoned back Dr. Tavakoli, but I'm so happy that I'm going to be working with her because I do trust her. And of course, I've also got the wonderful Vince the vet helping me as well with his special remedy that he made up especially for me. I mean, like, how lucky am I? So yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I've got all of you wonderful friends, and I've got great neighbours. I've got great friends where I live. I've got great friends spread out all over this planet. I'm connected to nature, and I've not stepped away from it. I can connect with trees, with animals, with the sea, with plants. You know, I'm very, very lucky and very fortunate. There are a lot of people that can't tap into these simple things that can bring us so much joy, and they get upset and wound up if they can't, you know, go night clubbing or, you know, get a takeaway or whatever it is, you know. But I'm very happy with the simple things in life, and that is a great blessing. Definitely. I am lucky. I'm lucky in lots of ways. And I've had this new sort of surge of energy since I've having these long swims, which just goes to show that it's not just about getting in and out, which is one thing, and that does help, but it's the amount of time in there, because it's like any meditation. You can have a 5-minute meditation and it can give you extra time in the day and make you feel a lot better. But if you have a 20-minute meditation or longer, you know that you're going to be definitely feeling good. And the thing is that it's consistency, because if you do that sporadically, it's not going to be the same as if you do it every single day. So so long as it doesn't get too rough, if I can get a good swim in every day, I can see that things are going to really help and change. And I think there's another thing is that, you know, I think a lot of the time we want to move forwards, but we also want to try and let everyone know why we're the way we are. And this is a tricky situation, because we want to sort of like let people understand where we're coming from and why this has happened, so that, I don't know what it is, maybe so that people will not feel necessarily sorry for us, but then will understand, oh, well, that makes sense, that's why you're in that position now, in the position you are in now, and stuff like that. Because somebody said to me a while ago about negative people getting cancer, and what I should have said, I sort of like opened my jaw and just listened. And this is what I do often when somebody says something to me which I find like, wow. I don't always reply because it takes me a bit of time to process things. I'm not like one of these people that's got an answer for everything straight away. I really don't. Sometimes it can take me weeks to come up with some sort of answer. It doesn't mean I'm thinking about it all the time, but suddenly I might just think, oh, I remember when that person said that to me. That's interesting. And it's interesting that they should say that, like, oh, negative people get cancer. Like, what exactly does that mean? Because I know that I'm not a negative person, but that's not to say that I haven't tormented myself with thoughts of injustice, of bitterness, of anger, of rage, of terror, of fear, of fright, of helplessness, of shame, of guilt, and all sorts of other negative emotional emotions. That doesn't mean that I'm negative. It's like when we talk about behaviors in dogs. It's like a dog can have a behavior that maybe is aggressive, but it doesn't mean that the dog is aggressive. It just means that the behavior is. And you can change the behavior and you can change the emotions. So it's a shame I didn't think like this at the time, just so that I could have shared this insight of what I felt. But, it didn't come to me that time because I was just quite shocked that she should say that negative people get cancer. Because obviously, some people might take that on board and actually really believe that. I didn't really believe it. I was just trying to understand what she meant by that. And I'm not exactly sure what she means by that, because you can never be sure what somebody else means unless you actually ask them. And that's the only way you can find out, because we can only guess what somebody else is thinking. We can't actually know for sure. But I questioned, obviously, what she said in my own mind, and not just in my mind, but just in that sort of space of just like, bring me an answer of what it really is. And I just feel that, emotions, so being aware of your emotions is important. And whilst we think that, we need to explain and justify ourselves for why we are the way we are, it doesn't actually do us any favors. I mean, we think that, we must tell that person, well, this has happened to me in life, and this has happened to me, and this has happened to me. And can you see how many of these things that have happened to me? But ultimately, other people don't really need to know. And although some people might find it interesting to know at the time, it only fuels their own sort of, I don't know how to describe it, but maybe their own pain body. But whilst we carry on talking about it and bringing it along in a bag and saying, here, I unwrap this and let you hear this story as well, we're never ever going to move forwards. There has to be a time when you just go, you know what, F this lot, I'm just going to leave it here and let it all just wash away into oblivion, because I don't need to carry this around with me anymore. I just forget it all, and forget all of those people as well. You don't have to remember people in the past. You don't have to put your awareness there, your energy there. Let it all go. Let it just float off, drift off. It's best to be concentrating and focusing on things that really uplift you and bring you joy. and let go of all of the things that people have said to you that have upset you or hurt you. And it's just, you're hurting yourself more than they're hurting you, and they don't care. They've probably forgotten it. The amount of times when I brought things up for people, do you remember back in these so many years that you said this? Of course they don't remember. They don't remember. And some people just aren't as sensitive as others. So if you're a super sensitive person, trust me, do not beat yourself up about what people say to you. It's really not worth it. You know, you hurt yourself so much more than they hurt you. Just move away from them. You know, you just don't have to be around these kinds of people. Anyway, I am going to enjoy my nice coffee in my very special mug that I got when I went to Caroline's retreat. And she put this wonderful ZsaZsa and Boo Boo Transformational Retreat, September 2017, and it was really, really good. Anyway, keep well, look after yourselves, and know you're loving and loved.